Hello everyone, my name is Wusscake, and I will be doing a submission for AGDQ 2017. We are here, and we're going to be doing Resident Evil 3, any percent on original heavy difficulty. Here you'll see a costume listed out, and they do not influence the run in any way, they're just purely cosmetic. So, throughout this run, we will be doing a handful of safety strategies, but it won't affect the time too much, so without further ado, let's get this going.
Biohazard.
Right here, we take this zombie bite. This doesn't influence anything because once Jill goes in here, and after the cutscene triggers, Jill's health resets to 200. So it's not an issue.
September 28th, daylight. The monsters have overtaken the city. Somehow, I'm still alive.
For some of you may notice why I'm able to select yes or no really quickly when I'm discarding items, picking up items. The version I'm playing is currently the Chinese version, which is currently the fastest version of the game. And there's a strategy called the DIC strategy, which means that if you hotkey a certain key, and if you hotkey the certain key to press left and right at the exact same time, and then you immediately press the OK button. You see how fast I picked up that lighter? You will be able to pick up that lighter, pick up other items super fast. And overall, throughout the run, it saves quite a chunk of time. I'd say 20-25 seconds, give or take. Also, when I go through doors, you will notice some doors, like this one, I'll immediately click the skip button. This door up ahead, it will be a slow door. You'll see I delay. Watch the delay. I wait for the door to start moving. Some doors take longer to load than others, and we found that you're able to go ahead and save a little bit of time if you wait for the door to start moving on these slower doors. We don't understand the why behind it, but the loading time for these doors are slower. This is a fast door. That's RNG as well. That gate can break down in 3 different ways. RNG only varies by 1 second from good to bad, so it's not an issue. Normally you would pick the second option in casual playthroughs. We pick the first option, and we just leave. It saves you like 4 seconds. Everybody's terrified of the Nemesis, but once you know how he works, he's actually not too terrifying. Unless you're, low health with no ammo, but here, there's 4 passwords you can enter. We don't know how RNG completely works in this game. As far as we understand, it's completely random. Up ahead is one of the bigger run killers, as far as world record is concerned. In this locker, in this room, there can either be a Magnum or grenade launcher. 50-50. Let's see what we get. Got a grenade launcher. We got lucky. If we got a Magnum, it would slow the run by about 30 seconds, roughly. And it would make the rest of the run a little bit difficult, but as long as you use safety strategies, it's not a big deal. As far as world record's concerned, that's one of the biggest RNG pressing issues that you can run into. Okay, our current time here is 40:42. Considering that this is a no reset run, this is actually decent pace. So I'd say we're doing fine. This is going to be a long run right here. So nothing's going to happen for like the next minute and a half. Good time for donations, this part, after you use the lockpick. This part can be a little tricky, but as long as you don't get horrible luck, you can usually get through it. Another good time for donations right here. The Nemesis roars at you, but
How did he find
all you
me?
do is make a quick decision and you leave. You can squeeze in a quick donation here.
This way.
An interesting thing is zombie RNG. Every zombie in this game is completely RNG. Some people, it's really difficult to deal with the zombie RNG. At any point when you're doing a speedrun of this game, it can be frustrating for a lot of people because all it takes is just that one badly timed zombie to just push everything all awry. But this is the game we run. Good time for donation here. Alright, we more or less don't have much to do right here. We're just going to run straight to the train. We're going to grab the crank and use that later. It's been routed out that using the crank later rather than sooner is more efficient. Saves a few seconds. So that's what we do. There's two types of RNG in a lot of rooms. Here, there's dogs, for example. There's a 50-50 chance of whether or not you get dogs here, or whether or not you'll get zombies. Not a big deal, but it can be a little annoying. If there are zombies, you have to shoot the barrels.
Jill, put this on.
Carlos here gives us, what looks like a satchel, or a backpack. And it gives us 2 more inventory slots, which is very helpful. In a lot of Resident Evil games, Jill tends to have more inventory slots. than the other characters, particularly in Resident Evil 1. Here, there's going to be a lot of zombies in this room. We're just going to run in and just take the grabs, because there's simply way too many for us to kill. This is very RNG. This is where you have to really pay attention. There's ways you can deal with it. Here we have to use a first aid spray, but that's okay. A lot of runners would typically reset on that, but if you execute well and you get a little bit lucky later on, you can continue the run. But we're using safety strategies. We're going to grab a first aid spray in the pharmacy, so not a big deal. This game gives you plenty of first aid sprays, so you never have to worry too much about your health being low. If you know where to look, this game gives you enough health. Now we're going to take the clock. We're going to put it in the battery. Here, you're going to see there's going to be zombies scattered all over the place. If that zombie turbos, for example, that's bad RNG, and he will usually grab you. Each zombie grab does 20 damage. Jill has 200 health. Crows here can also decide to peck you if they don't like you. But we're not getting too unlucky, which is fortunate. So we gotta wait for the statue to turn around. If we hurry, we might be able to get past the zombie. And we did. Couldn't get past this last zombie, but that's a good statue exit. These crows can also be dogs as well. 50% chance, if you will. This zombie, sometimes he can walk straight at you, sometimes he'll just stand there. Zombie movement is very random, so dodging zombies is quite difficult. The way there's always bloodsuckers here, but their movement can be very randomized. The zombie patterns here is also 50-50. Here we got technically the bad RNG, but it only costs you like 2 seconds. That was unfortunate. You saw how that zombie twitched out at the last second? That was just very bad luck. There was nothing I could do about that. There's a one-frame trick there where you can skip the music and save a second on the loading times, but it's okay. We picked the first option here.
Stars.
The Nemesis will continue to chase us. You will notice that this game just has an enormous amount of 50% incidents. Whether or not the Nemesis chases you, that's 50-50. The spawns, those crows are 50-50. Whether they break out now or they break out later. Coming up ahead, we're going to the pharmacy. There's 3 passwords. It can be Saxprin, it can be Advil, or it can be Aqua Cure. These bloodsuckers also have, see, that's very unfortunate, but that's why we take the first aid sprays. That's very, 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 very rare. That's actually the first time that's happened to me in quite a long time. But that's why we get the first aid spray. That surprised me quite a bit, but those things happen. Even now, it surprises me the sort of things you see in this game. Alright, anyways, here is the pharmacy. That surprised me quite a bit. Actually, unnerved me a bit, but it happens. More bloodsuckers. Let's try Saxprin first. And we got Sassprin. That's fortunate. I'm going to lose a little bit of time on the split. We're doing a safety strategy here. We're going to grab the first aid spray out of that little window there. Right there. Usually you see Carlos, talk to that guy, or I'm sorry, usually you see Nikolai shoot that guy dead. But, because we chose a certain set of, quick decisions, we got, Carlos here instead. Okay. This is okay. I'm already in caution. Once you're already in caution, it's fine. The moment I got grabbed by that, bloodsucker, it's fine. One thing you have to understand when you play this game, especially if you speedrun it, there's a lot of things that this game likes to do that it just shuts you down. And as long as you can accept that this game sometimes just will not give you a good run, this game can never truly get to you. If you're going to speedrun this game, or any other truly difficult game, you have to accept the fact that sometimes this game will just deny you. But that's okay. These crows also have a low chance to peck you on the way back. But if your movement's good, it won't be an issue. Alright. We grab the cable now. We grab the cable now because if we grab the cable beforehand, if we were to come back through this room and the cable was already grabbed, there would be a little earthquake tremor, and it would cost you about 3 to 4 seconds. See how these zombies, some of them just like to run on you? So you always have to be ready. You always have to be ready for any one of these zombies to just run at you. It can happen to this zombie. It can happen to the zombie back there. It can happen to this zombie. That zombies can move early. Like that. And you have to be prepared. It can happen at any given moment. With any zombie. This zombie can run at me. Alright, now we're going to go ahead. And we're going to use the rusty crank. There's a rare dodge you can do here, but I prefer to just run straight at that large zombie there, and I push him into the second zombie and I just run by. It's a pretty consistent strategy. Doesn't cost you any time. It costs you 20 health, but that's okay. You can read donations. Yeah, you can probably squeeze one in right here while we open this door up. Here we take the first aid spray for safety strategies. You gotta get this password right 3 times. RNG. Not too bad. Some people really struggle with this password combination, but once you practice this game enough, I mean, you'll get through it.
Stars.
Nemesis is here. We're just gonna scoot by him. He looks scary, but he can be dealt with. You're gonna know something a little different. That earth tremor there, that would have happened to me if I picked up the cable in the garage. That would have happened to me in the garage. Alright. We're gonna see one of our friends here. The worm. Does about 40 damage to you per hit. So, it'll be best if you don't get hit. If your movement here is really good, you should never get hit. Each dog bite does 12 damage. It's not a lot. So, you can just run by them. And every other Resident Evil game, dogs are an issue. But in Resident Evil 3, you can get around it. It's doable. Now's a good time for donations.
Mikhail!
Stars.
No! The brakes are out!
Here we're going to go ahead, we're going to pick the first decision.
It's useless.
Jill wakes up. She can wake up either here, or she can wake up. She'll wake up somewhere different if you pick the second decision. The decision you pick there will depend whether or not that you fight Nemesis with a rocket launcher, or if you fight him with the tentacle hand. It's much, 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 much better to fight him with the tentacle hands. Here we got powders here. There's a 50% chance you get powders here. Use his first aid spray. If your inventory's full when you run up ahead, run over to this door right here. Carlos is supposed to talk to you there, and he does. But if your inventory's full, you can skip that interaction with Carlos. If you don't, you have to watch the interaction for about 6-7 seconds, and he offers you freeze rounds. So, yes. It saves a couple seconds. It makes the clock tower nemesis fight faster to do this route. Alright. We're going to pick up this mine thrower. What I'm doing, the mine thrower strategy is not something I would recommend for most runners. But I can do it safely, so I'll show it to you guys. Here, this RNG is completely random. You can have a 1 change, or you can have a 6 change. Here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 change. Kind of bad RNG, but that's okay. And just like that, the puzzle should work. The DIC strategy I mentioned earlier, you can use that on every puzzle input, on every item you pick up, on every item you discard, every time you go up and down a ladder. It saves you a fraction of a second each time. There, fraction of a second. I could have saved a fraction of a second there, but that's a very tricky turn. It's understandable. We picked the first decision here. This door is awkward. It's a semi-fast skip, but not worth mentioning. Alright. We're gonna go over this way. There's a low chance that the spider can poison you. He almost did. That's not very common spider RNG. He could have poisoned me if he wanted to. We got fortunate. If the spider poisoned you, there's blue herbs in the main hall that you can grab. There's also a first aid spray in the main hall that we will also grab. So, this clock is also RNG. There's 4 combinations. What I do is, if it's 5 or 7 o'clock, I put the amber in on the right side. If it's 9 or 11 o'clock, I put the crystal in on the right side. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna grab the first aid spray over here. Make sure we don't, grab the map. Those blue herbs you just saw on the ground right there is what you would normally take. Okay, now we're gonna grab the silver gear. Having that first aid spray in my inventory confused me a bit. It's okay. And now we're going to take our ammo and go into the waste disposal. We're going to go, sorry, my mind's a little ahead of myself. We're going to go into the clock tower nemesis fight. freeze rounds will kill him. Here we're going to do a strategy called quick shots. See how I'm firing my grenade launcher fast? Right there.
I'm sorry, Jill.
If you hold down the aim button...
Please, wake up!
And you tap... If you hold down the fire key and you tap the aim button at the right
October
moment,
1st, night.
Jill will fire a grenade
I
round.
woke up to the sound of falling
She will
rain.
fire her weapon
I can't believe I'm still
faster
alive.
than usual. It allows you to save time, and it makes a lot of fights considerably safer. Another thing to mention. The main reason I don't run around with my grenade launcher or my assault rifle, it's faster to run with a one-handed weapon in this game. One-handed or unarmed. It's faster to run than with a two-handed weapon. This is RNG, but I had good movement, so I didn't get hit. If you have really good movement there, and I cannot stress, you need really good movement, or you will get hit. It's not a big deal if you get hit, but when you're on world record runs, you know, you need every second you can get. And here is where we start running into hunters. Not a big deal. Usually you would grab that first aid spray.
There also appears to be a slight fracture in his right arm just below the elbow. However...
Actually, I'm going to go ahead and grab that first aid spray. I don't want to mislead people. So we're just going to go over here and grab the first aid spray. It only takes a few seconds. I know better at this point than to underestimate this game. We're going to go to the fourth floor first. If you get zombies on this floor, it can be really tedious. There's a strategy on this floor called YOLO Carlos, where if you just try to guess the password, you have a 50-50 chance of getting it. It saves you 5 seconds if you get it. We're not going to YOLO Carlos. See where that cabinet was? You saw how the cabinet was on that left side. That means the cabinet is going to be on the right side. Where you have to push the cabinet determines what password you get. So, since the cabinet was on the left side in that room, the cabinet's going to be on the right side in this room. And since the cabinet goes there, sometimes this game double inputs, sometimes this game eats an input. It's okay. You saw how the password was 325. That's not bad RNG. When you have to push the cabinet to the other side, that's the worst luck you can get. No zombies here, that's okay. If you run in this corner just right, that hunter will swing and miss. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put this vaccine base right there. And this puzzle right here. 1, 3, A. It's always the same on original heavy. I do not know if it's any different on the American version. It might be. But sometimes the RNG is a bit different on the American version. Someone else can confirm that. For this, you have to run out here, aggro this hunter, and shoot. It's very important that you wait. If you wait too long, or if you don't wait long enough, you will not hit that second hunter with the bomb. Zombies will always spawn on one of the 3 floors, so just be ready for it. Alright, Nikolai's planted some bombs, so we're going to leave. I don't think we'd like to die here. Now's the time for donations. And now we're going to go ahead and combine the vaccines. We're going to go over here. We're going to take out the knife and replace it with the reloading tool. Normally you would grab grenade rounds up on this corpse, but since we're doing the mine thrower route, we don't. That guy right there has grenade rounds. Check the corpses when you play this game. A lot of them have some of them can have some interesting stuff. Grenade rounds, shotgun rounds, handgun rounds. I grab this key. There's also grenade rounds in that cabinet if you look. Alright, we got a lot of RNG coming up. The park has a lot of RNG. This RNG doesn't matter. There can be zombies or hunters here. We got zombies, which is bad luck. Zombies are actually worse than hunters. Hunters are easier to deal with. And we got hunters, which is the worst RNG you can get. Zombie-hunter combination here is the worst you can get. But we got through it, we didn't get hurt, so that's good. Now here we're going to do the puzzle. Did you guys see how I solved that puzzle? Okay. Good. I'm glad you guys learned how to solve that puzzle. I could have solved it a bit faster, but I dropped it. These zombies come out of the ground, but it's fine. These zombies take so long to come out of the ground, it doesn't matter. Alright, up ahead is, okay, we're gonna go ahead and use this. Inventory was becoming an issue. Just gonna mix a couple items there. No big deal. I mean, only takes a couple seconds. Up here is the one cycle worm. There's a 50% chance that this worm fight coming up will allow you to kill him before he even hits you. It saves you up to 23 seconds. I'm going to try to quick shot and kill this worm, but I need to hit every quick shot, and I need the worm to give me good luck. Alright, I didn't get any luck, and my first shot, I think, was like a frame or two early. I believe it was. That's unfortunate, but it's okay, it happens. And that should be that for him. Equip the knife, because remember, you run faster with one-handed weapon. I didn't get any luck here, but I missed my first acid round anyways. It happens. I take that line because if you get spiders there, there's a low chance that the spiders can poison you. Now we're just gonna run back. See, that is why you don't want zombies on the bridge. Because if some of these zombies, like that, just decide to run at you, there's nothing you can do about it. If you mash fast enough on keyboard, you can push those zombies off of you, and you won't take any damage. Alright, that was fortunate. That was very, very bad Hunter RNG. But we didn't get stun locked by any of them. there is always a very, 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 very small chance that you'll get an RNG movement that you've never seen. And it's very easy for this game to just flat out, you know, murder you, so. There's a first aid spray here. We're not gonna say hi to Carlos. Carlos, in my personal experience, is not friendly. Alright, we're going to skip half of this puzzle. If you go ahead, you click these two buttons. If you mash the OK button, running at the steam wall, you can go ahead and you can push the button. The steam does not hurt you. The steam in the pharmacy will hurt you, way back in the city. But the steam in that room does not do any damage to you. We're going to run in and out of this door. There's a bunch of zombies blocking the elevator. So if you run in and out of that room, it resets the zombies. We also did that at the beginning of the game. I'm trying to explain as much as I can about this game. Alright, here we got worms. This is very fortunate. If we got hunters here, I was going to consider shooting a grenade round at it and kill it. Because if you get bad movement with hunters in that water, they can just flat out kill you really, really quickly. If there's one hunter, you can manage it. But if there's two and they just get on either side of you, it can really, really be a quick end to a good run. Here we got high-low. It's an okay RNG. You'll notice I have a bunch of first aid sprays on my inventory. The RNG here usually doesn't matter too much. It can, but you have to be very unlucky. That zombie can also run at you and grab you. Like I said, every zombie in this game can be your worst nightmare. Nikolai just got murdered up there. Poor Nikolai. Rest in peace. Alright, and here we're going to do everybody's favorite part of the run. The waste disposal fights.
Warning.
You guys remember when you were kids? And you all wanted
Evacuate immediately.
to use those valves and hurt the Nemesis? I'm sure a few of you remembered that. You'll see that Jill hits the valve here. But you never could kill the Nemesis with the acid. He would always just move out of the way. Well, here I'm going to show everybody how to do this fight and kill the Nemesis with the acid. There's always a chance that this can go wrong. But for my best, for you ladies and gentlemen, I'll do it.
Stars.
And that is how you beat the waste disposal Nemesis.
Warning. Missile attack confirmed. All personnel evacuate immediately.
Here we're going to run through a collection of naked zombies in this room. Hopefully we don't get unlucky here. And we got through it. That room is always a gamble. Truth be told, that room has been very unkind to me. These zombies can also block you, but they moved out of the way. So Dead Factory is actually being very kind to me. Usually it's not, which is why I took all the first aid sprays. See? As you can see, that zombie just ran at me. But as long as I'm in fine health, it's okay. This is why we take first aid sprays. Damage can creep up on you awfully quickly. So you always want to be careful.
Checking system. Checking data.
You'll notice that some of you may have noticed. I missed one acid round on the worm. That actually could be a bit of a problem. I don't know if I will have enough damage to kill the nemesis here as quickly as possible.
Battery connected.
I will do my best. Here, we push the battery in.
Battery connected.
There's also a chance that nemesis can come down early. If he does, it's bad RNG, but
Rail cannon has been
it can be dealt with. Nothing
executing. Quick charge.
too terrifying.
Preparing.
There's always safe strategies you can do in this game, so it's as long as you're willing to lose a little bit of time, it's not a big deal. So we're gonna wait for him to come down. He's spitting. We don't want him to spit now. We want him to come down. Come down. There you go. A little bit unfortunate on the execution. Okay. Wait for him to spit. Each spit can do a bit of damage. You don't want him. You don't want to take damage. That was weird, but okay. Take it. Nope. You don't want him to spit on you if you can help it. Okay, that was unfortunate. Just gonna use a first aid spray. It'd be silly to die here. If I had hit him with another acid round, he would have died. This round is very, very tight on damage. That's unfortunate. I did the best I could, but I didn't have very good luck with the nemesis pattern. I was also short one acid round, so
System overheating.
that's unfortunate.
Enter cooldown mode.
All right, here's a possible donation incentive. People are always willing to go ahead. People want stars. Jill says that infamous line at the last quick decision of the game. Fight them. You can either fight and kill the nemesis, or you can flee. Naturally, we're going to kill the nemesis.
You want stars? I'll give you stars.
For now here.
Jill! Over here!
It's faster to flee, but we choose to give Nemesis stars. It only takes 30 seconds, and everybody loves that line from Jill.
And now we have a rather unfortunate turn of events. It seems that the president
And
the
that is
Federal
Resident Evil
Council
3, ladies and
have
gentlemen.
judgment over the civilians of Raccoon City. The president and Federal Council have ruled that the back.
The game could have been kinder, but the game also could have been much, much meaner.
Extreme situation, and have
As
since
far as that dead factory is concerned,
Based on that fact,
That was actually a good
Raccoon
dead
City has been
factory.
literally wiped off the map.
I just missed one
There are
acid
reports of
round,
the death
and
toll surpassing the
it cost me
100,000
about
mark.
15 seconds.
Our hearts
on the
go
final
out
split.
to those poor civilians.
The other 30 seconds, you know, I gave Nemesis stars, so. Our hearts go out to those poor civilians of Raccoon City. The game is easy to learn, but it is hard to master. So I emphasize that every single one of you, make sure you practice this game and you use safe strategies. Pick up extra first aid sprays. Even pick up a little bit of extra ammo if you have to. And now we have the credits. .43.56, a time that everybody else is very comfortable with. I don't think most speedrunners would complain with getting a 43.56, unless, of course, you're in the top 5 or top 6, more or less. Nonetheless, considering that I used safety strategies for most of the run, I would say that this is a very satisfactory run altogether. But thank you for your time, AGDQ staff, and I'm glad that you took this time to review this video. Thank you.